Secretary Mayorkas, I want to go back to this because I just thought this was hilarious. He was debating, whatever you want to call it, with Senator Romney. The United States Senate decided not to take up a trial, an impeachment trial, because I guess the Senate didn't believe that it was worthwhile, even though articles of impeachment were sent over. But whatever. I've talked about this before. It's a waste of time. Even if they impeached him, you're going to get somebody else in there that is at the pleasure of the president, that it's the president's policies. All that still holds true. But Secretary Mayorkas, understanding that the accusations were that he lied under oath in saying that the border was secured. So Senator Romney said, is the border secure or did you lie? And if you didn't lie, what did you mean by it? And he was twisting himself into a pretzel in not answering the question. But I want you to listen to the fallout. In cities across this country, we all understand that there are big differences politically wherever you go in this country. It's what makes us great. And I personally like it. I think that California has a right to identify the way that it does. If San Francisco and Sacramento and LA want to be sanctuary cities, they have a right to be, but they should suffer the consequences, and they have. Same with New York City, same with Washington, D.C., and I want you to hear a little bit of this. I played some of this before, the before and after, because in theory, being a sanctuary city sounds like a very kind, good thing to be. The Sacramento mayor, Darrell Steinberg, in March of 2018, said this about being a sanctuary city.
The ICE director said clearly a week ago that for cities that deem themselves as sanctuary cities, that there will be collateral arrests. And here is our city's response to that threat. We will not cower. We will not retreat. We will do everything in our power to stand up for and protect dreamers, hardworking families, immigrants, people who are just doing their best to work, to learn, and to have a part of the Sacramento and the California dream.
4 years later, same mayor, same city.
Cities are not homeless service agencies. Cities are not health and human services agencies. All of the mental health money, all the substance abuse money flows through the counties. In my city, we have gone from a couple hundred shelter beds to now 1,100 every night. Cities don't have the ongoing funding on the health and human services side to do this work.
Sounds great. And I agree with it. Listen, I am somebody that I want to be able to help as many people as possible. I admire organizations who do nothing but help people in need. They don't see race. They don't see national origin. They just see need and they fill the need. Governments, these are mayors. The San Diego mayor, Todd Gloria, this is in January of 2020.
Focusing on a border wall that we don't believe is going to be helpful is harmful, particularly when we're dealing with cross-border sewage, which is actually a much more direct threat to our community. And every nickel that's going to a wall that's not useful is money that could be going to make sure that we have clean water and open beaches here in San Diego County.
So 3.5 years later, in May of 2023, same mayor, same city.
We will not be able to service the people that we may receive with the lifting of Title 42 without significant additional federal resources. And right now, I don't know that we'll be getting any of those.
It is perception versus reality. And the reason why I'm hammering this, and I'm going to continue to do it, is Arizona has been taking the brunt of sanctuary city anger because Arizona's racist and xenophobic, and it's absolutely not true. I've talked to leaders in Yuma County, in Cochise County, border cities, border counties, sheriffs, first responders, political leaders, people in food banks, people in the medical field, and every one of them forever understands the human plight that's crossing our border. They also understand it's been unsustainable. The Yuma Regional Medical Center and the millions of dollars they have spent that they will never recover in taking care of the medical needs of people that have come to this country illegally. Well, now that cities like Denver and San Diego and Sacramento and Washington, D.C. and New York City and Chicago, now that those cities are faced with the same overwhelming problem that Arizona's been facing for decades, now they are singing the same tune as Arizona. I'm not laughing at them. I'm not mocking them. But this is about Arizona saying, we told you. We are not racist. We are not xenophobic. We are not without empathy and sympathy for the people that are coming here. We are saying that when you have an open border, we pay the price. Now it's so bad, you're paying a price, and you sound like us. You sound like us. So why don't we now, instead of this partisan nonsense you've been throwing in our face for years, now that you see the plight of what we've been up against, why don't we together work on a border security solution so that we can have an immigration system we can all be proud of? I hope we get that.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch the first season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.